Bitch you. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Still too hot to drink. We're going to settle in, see how long it takes for my coffee to become perfect. You know that temperature. It goes from too hot to just right to What's up, Bubba? Good morning. Good morning, Eagle Scout. What do we got going on this lovely Sunday? How are we doing? Are we just waking up? Have we been up for hours? Got a bunch of stuff done already? Is it the middle of the day? Is it the middle of the night? Where you are. What's up, Pocket Stuff? Good morning. Thin line for the perfect coffee, right? I found too that you get the right mug and then you have the cover on it and it'll hold the temperature for a really long time. So like for an hour straight, you can hold it at that temperature. I just don't like the lids. I'm not a fan of the lid. This one has a lid that I could put on there that would keep this piping hot for quite a while, but I pop the lid off and I like it. Ooh, like that. Still too hot. So we just switch over to the old Red Bull. Good mix. Ugh. Keith, the knife freak? Me? What's up, Keith? How's it going? Something in my eye, my finger. I tried snow skiing this morning, but just got stuck since there's no snow. Right? The lid's just kind of annoying. But I've been out. It was, and it was literally an hour and a half later, and the coffee was still just hot as can be. Diet Mountain Dew this morning. I used to do 6-7 Mountain Dews every day for years. Not great. What's up, Addicted to Blades? Nice little crew this morning. What's everybody getting into on a Sunday? I have some videos to make. This is probably the biggest stack. I mean, I just got back from Blade Show, but it's like the biggest stack of knives I have for making videos for, because I got some from N Valley that I got to finish over there. I have some from our boy Ken Fixed over there. I have a couple projects I'm in the middle of that I got to finish up and film at the same time. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 videos to make from reviewing knives from Texas. So I've got a lot. I've got 2 to 3 weeks worth of videos that I could make. What's up, morning, Fred? Wow, you weren't summoned, Fred. Although I was pointing and counting, and I did touch this. So not really summoned. Lately I have been summoning Fred. I speak his name and he appears all of a sudden. This is a Tipper Lightning Ano and the really nice Damascus on there from Concept Bouge. This thing does feel really nice in the hand, I tell you. And I guess it's going to TKE. What? Ew. You know what I mean. No. He just hit 4K yesterday, did a giveaway. I was in for part of it, kind of lurked kind of for the last half. I can't remember. I saw that MPG won. I saw at the end, who was it? Marco won the TRM, which is pretty rad. Just in Time won. What knife did you win, dude? All right. Testing coffee. Oh, now we're getting to be almost perfect. The Devo Nip Light, sweet. Sweet. That's cool. I have not touched one of those. That's not the Slipjoint one, though. That's the one that flicks out, the one that you got, right? I know there's a couple versions of that. Yeah, because it was the Devo Nip Light, and then it was the Nip Slip. Isn't that what it was called? Something like that. Coffee's rock and roll on town now. Got projects in the works. I am going to be got the purple one on skiffs. Sick. In over 2,000 entries, I still have never won a knife. Got a ceremonial Fookdoozle prize. He felt sorry. It's a running joke here at home. Excuse me. Yeah, Fred, you know, then one of those days you'll win. Although some people are just prone to winning. MPG just won. She's won on my channel twice. I mean, that's fine. That's great. I'm not mad at it at all, but I'm saying she's got the luck right there. What's up, Roger? How's it going this morning? Caleb. Free knife. Billy, we all would love free knives. I do giveaways on occasion, and if you're around for a live when I'm doing a giveaway, then you got a good chance at potentially winning. I usually don't have more than 100 people entering, so the odds are much better than on some others. I win in life. Right, Fred? Winning in life. Fred and I are going to probably do a live sometime soon. Look at some knives. Talk about some stuff. That'll be fun. So I have some projects. I have some questions. They're kind of back a little bit. I have several that are in the works, going to be a while, but I like to brainstorm in the future and think about what I plan to do. One of them is the Yuki. So I got the Yuki replaced with another one that the button is just perfect every time. The other one was great. It's just that button would stick every once in a while. But now I've got this one, and he gave me this unanodized version saying, hey, yeah, now you could do an ano job for the channel. So I need some advice, what y'all think we should do for an ano. So the scales can be done, the backspacer can be done, and it looks like the pocket clip. So I could do all 4 pieces in one color, or I could do the 2 scales in one color and like the backspacer, the clip in another. What do we think would look good? Give me some suggestions. Fred modded a Tempest Microjet, now front flip it. Front flip it? Did you mod the scales then? This is the Microjet. So did you cut this section up here so that you're able to get to the, or what did you do to do that? Tempest Microjet front flippable. So this is the Microjet. Did you shave the scale? Okay, so he did one of these back shaved spots like that on the front right here is what he's saying. And then that gives you access to do a front flip. Wow, Fred, share some pictures. Want to look at that. Does it work pretty good? It works nice. Huh. Heat color the whole thing. Oh, all right, we got sidetracked with that. We're back to the Yuki. Very cool, Fred. I would like to see the photos of that. And you can roll over it. That is cool. Very neat. Billy wants to see a karambit. Here is a gnarly karambit for Billy. Look at that sharp, nasty thing. Serrated, double-edged, slicey. Nasty. I still haven't gotten out of bed yet. I need coffee. Speaking of which, mine is dropping in temp as we speak. This button just works glorious. This knife is so rad. Really glad to have it in my collection. Latama is doing some cool stuff. Good morning, J1. Sent my fig to my phone. All right. Yep. And there it is. Maybe you heard that click. I can't look at it right now because we're recording on the phone. I would drop stream. Drop stream. Yeah. So who was it said flame ano? Fred? Flame ano, but somebody else already said heat color it. Who was that again? Valley. You know, I don't know yet. No, I have not committed to anything. I was not expecting this. I was expecting us to try to maybe fix the button or make some adjustments on the blue one that I had. But then when he brought it up, it was like, boom. Yeah, Fred, I did. It's in my video. What is it? Day 2, I'm at the booth and we talked about all the models. But yeah, that scale release auto. I want to see if I can get him to send me one just to, you know, like, not to keep, I know it's an expensive one, but get him to send me one for a review. That would be super cool. I messed around with it for a while. It was definitely fun. But this thing, you hear that? It's got this ting to it once in a while. Just feels good in my hand. I like the forward choke up spot as well. They will have a production version in the next year, I think. He also said that they were working on a potential collab to do a more budget-friendly version as well. So that is potentially in the work. Billy's in the Philippines. Greetings to the Philippines. Cheers. Bubba, yeah, this is the Latama Victorium Yuki. CPM 20 CV on the blade, and then titanium on the scale. Very, very cool. I did have another one that I got that was blue anodized, and it would work perfectly for about 20 or 30 openings, and then the button would stick for 2 or 3, and then it would work perfectly for 20 or 30. And I brought it into him, and they talked about what we could do to fix it. And then he was like, let me just swap it out and give you one that you can do an ano project with. Super cool. Did not need to be done. I was not expecting that at all. Roger. Roger, Roger. So love the knife. Very cool. But I'm excited that now I can kind of do a little customization with the ano. Do I want to get wild with it, or do I want to be clean? Part of me, this is my new Goblin XL S35 VN, and then the titanium with the frag on it, on the handle. Notice this handle, the whole thing is just this bronze color, right? So part of me was just like, just picturing it, not committing, but picturing this one right here, just taking all of the titanium pieces and just doing this bronze color on that. So then it would be all bronze, would have a silver button, silver screws, and a silver blade. I think that would look kind of clean. Again, more plain, doesn't really stick out. Some people look at this, they don't even necessarily think that that's anodized. Billy, if you keep asking for a free knife like that, I'm just gonna remove. You know, you ask once, I talk about it. I tell you about how you can win one. We've discussed it. If you ask like 2 or 3 more times, that's kind of like you're spamming, and then I'm gonna remove you from the chat, and that's not what I want to do. Check this knife out. So it's kind of a subtle color, but I love it. I think this knife looks really cool. This is my favorite pickup from Texas. And yeah, That's a potential anode. But I mean, we could do purple and blue and gold, or do it all in blue with a purple backspacer, or whatever one. Everyone wants KDK to make mod vids. It was interesting that he didn't know you. As soon as you said your name at the CRKT, marketing manager knew about your laser mod. You're right. That was cool. What was his name? Kyle. Ouch. Sorry. Kyle at the CRKT, talking to him, was filming, and then he was like, let me get your information. And then I said KDK or whatever, and he was like, oh, you did the laser mark on the delineation. And I'm like, yeah, it was cool. I like that. So I'm talking to him, and he's kind of interested in potentially finding some of the models that they have that have some stuff that we could do cool things to, which is rad. Very rad. Dang, bro, we doing daily lives now? It's been a couple of months I've been doing kind of, maybe not daily, but the weekends in the morning before, like today, Tri-State goes on at what, 10? Yesterday, TKE was on at like 9:30. So I like get up, just chill and hang out, have some coffee, talk about some stuff that I'm going to do for the day. We're having a good time. What's up, Gabe? I would laser mill the scales with a golf putter grip pattern and then go with purple and blue. Ooh. So you could take it a step further, because when you got to, not that I want to get crazy with it, but I do want to get crazy with it. Do we have a mod in here? Maybe we don't. That sounds like work. You need more subs? You know, it would be nice. I'm trying to get to 10K to do a big celebration giveaway. I'm almost at 8,600. Orange peel the Yuki. That would be fun. Texture it. I haven't done any of that, so that's something that I'm not familiar with. How is the orange peel one done again? That's not, I need to get where you actually sand it. Try it on a cheaper one first. Yeah, no shit. For real. Yeah, wire wheel. I'd have to pick one of those up. I am thinking I'm going to do it. We have really good blasting equipment. Lots of different media sizes and stuff. And we have tumbling equipment at work. I'm thinking I'm going to take my Ultim Microjet. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to take the blade and I am going to blast it and get it to a satiny kind of a finish, remove all the black, and then maybe do a tumble or something. I don't know, depends on what it looks like. But I am going to blast that off and try to make it a silver blade so that I've got the silver contrast going into it. That's something I'm going to be doing pretty soon. I do want to do the dye. That'll be a real simple project because I don't want to change the blade. I love the finish on this bad boy that I got from Justin. And so I want to start carrying this one more, kind of mess around with it. So I want to just do the dye on it. I want to think of what color I want to do. Something real simple that would look cool with this. But I love that blade finish right there. I want to test out and do some tumbles and stuff. So I'm going to do some acid etch and then set them up and do a few things like that and see if I can kind of come up with something cool. So that is definitely in the works very soon. What's up, Gonzo? Tried it on your Dremel, not enough torque. No, so you need a full drill. Stone wash your Mannix too. Should try it, Eagle Scout. Why not? Although you could try it on a cheap knife. Buy a cheapo if you're worried and you want to do a test. Get yourself like a little Eve and Grow or like a Sativian or whatever for $10 on Amazon, and you can test it on there. Excuse me. Morning, Kathleen. How are you today? Getting out on the water? I realized I have tiny hands. I got the Kunwu Gringo. Thought the action was bad, but realized to open it, you were pressing down on the lock bar. Yep. I have huge hands. I think that is why I'm not a big fan of Spyderco. Here? I noticed opening Spydercos and stuff, I go to open them, and that happens to me all the time. I go to open it. There, I got that one. I got that one too. Ooh, you're getting used to it. See, now you're going to like it. No, I got 3 in a row. But I think what it is because I have huge hands. So you look at the size of my hand, look at my finger. So to flick that out, I got to bring it all the way there. So when I'm going to open it, I can swing that thing all the way out without my palm even moving. That's how long my hands are. So in that case, I get caught up and it doesn't open as much versus if I had a smaller hand and it was down here, when you go to flick, your finger basically lets go there and is completely out of the way for the blade to swing open. So I feel that Spyderco might work much better for someone who has smaller hands and bigger, and that's kind of why I've shied away from them. And reason being is when I get a knife and I just pick it up and I only get it to actually open 1 out of every 5 times, it's like, it's frustrating because I have knives that I can boom every single time it opens, every single time it closes. It just works. It works with my thumb. It flicks out. That's fine. You know, and so to me, it's like, if I'm going to spend a couple $100 on a knife, I don't want that thing to just slam. Tack knives, Benji. The one auto I picked up from Texas. Not big on the autos, but something about the style and the look of this thing. I like that kind of red smoky camo carbon. It's got a little clip. Tack knives, and then the action, boosh. Very easy. I have weak hands, and I can make this thing go simple. And it's just got a sweet, you could get a, I don't know what it was. I guess maybe more of just a drop point or a spear point blade. But I got the Warncliffe. A couple people said they didn't think, or theirs wasn't very sharp. Mine seemed to be good. It cut paper all right. We did a little test. But tell me that's a fast, fun one. For not really being into autos, I saw that one and instantly was like, okay. Yes. I want to try PM3 because PM2 is comfortable. Yeah, if they work for you, people have different tastes, different knives, fit their hand, give you the joy, and I'm all for it. I like to see them all, test them all. I've just have been not excited about Spydercos, which is fine. But they had a nice Lefty PM2 in Texas for $200. Do I have any Fox knives? I have one Fox knife. Where is it? It's like it's a collaboration. It's Fox knives and Bastinelli. It's a friction folder. Look at this thing. Rick. Rick, why? Not a huge auto fan either. Really been loving the Kershaw Iridium launch though. This is the Fox Bastinelli Drago friction folder. Everybody's got taste in different style and stuff. I saw this and was like, okay, why do I love that? Look at it. It's just got a cool shape. Sorry, the text is backwards. Fox Bastinelli. Just a little 2-finger squeeze. Right? Fun. And it's all it is a friction folder. Like if you want to design a knife, that might be the way to start, because there's hardly any, you know, other than the fixed blade. But, you know, you can just cut the shape out and then you just have to put the pivot in there. And it's, you know, because it's a friction folder, it's not like you're having a flick action or a detent or anything. You're just swinging the blade out. Actually really like that. Right? Eagle Scout, something about it is just cool. I have several friction folders too, like larger ones. This is the peasant knife. So this is a larger friction folder. This Ford peasant knife. This is just like a classic. This is a collection knife. Okay, I guess I'll deal with hearing you preach your anti-Spyderco blasphemy. You're a Momo. Okay, I respect Spydercos. I know that people love them. And you got to admit, though, I struggle with opening them, and that makes me. This is all my problem. I'm explaining to you why it's my problem. What's up, L guy? Justin. I carry the tenacious, fully serrated Spyderco. Do you have any Tops knives? I don't have any Tops knives, but I spent some time at the Tops booth in Texas. Very cool stuff. It's in the live day 2. So if you watch, it's like a 3-hour live. I am going to be pulling some clips out of those lives because I can take like that Tops. When I was at Tops, I was there probably for 5 minutes talking to them about several of the different knives that they have. So I'm going to take clips like that out and then post them individually, because then instead of having to weed through an entire live, if you don't want to do that, I mean, sometimes it's pretty fun. You just take that live, put it on in the background, hang out, and then when you hear me talking about something that's, you know, oh, we're at Tops, you're like, oh, you kind of can perk up, check it out. But I am going to take some clips out of there so it's easier to find it. Definitely some friction folders are cool. I'll show you one more friction folder. Then Gonzo asked a question. Here's my Higo no Kami, old school Japanese friction folder. I'm a collector, so I have a lot of crazy stuff. So Gon's was a favorite knife from the show. Who makes the Bowie with the antler handle? This is a Rough Rider. This is the Crown Stag Bowie. You think this is a big knife, and then you see this one. Oh, what? I got this one in Texas too. This is also a Rough Rider. These are guaranteed for life. You crack that thing, break that thing, you can, they'll replace it for, you know, so I plan to do some crazy stuff with that. I picked up some fun stuff. Favorite knife from the show though, Gonzo, I would say is this one here. This is the Goblin XL from Concept. S35 VN on the blade. Frag titanium. Flicks out nice. Got that cool kind of bronze color. I didn't grab you a Bowie too. You get a Bowie and you get a Bowie. Robo Steve-O. And Appendix carry that Bowie. Like that? Do you have it hang out that side or this side or what? Like, that's not a knife. I mean, how could you not purchase this? Dan Oprah Kenman. And you get a Bowie. Dude, how... I bought that, and right after I bought this glorious handmade guy, we'll show you in a second here. But yeah, Gonzo, this is my favorite from the show. The Concept Goblin XL. That frag titanium just feels awesome. The action on this thing is sweet. Front flip, easy. I love a bigger knife. I picked up and wanted to get the Leviathan. You know, the Leviathan's the one that is just huge, just a beast. And I picked it up and didn't feel, what's up, Ground Fog? It's huge. Yeah, for 20, I would have bought 3. $20? God damn. right? That's crazy. So I had the Leviathan in my hands, and it just didn't feel like, it was like, I don't know. I wanted to like it. I knew it was like $60 off, so I was thinking about getting it. And then I looked down immediately, and I saw the Goblin XL with that frag, and I was like, ooh, what's that? Picked that up, and I was like, boom. And forgot about the Leviathan, and I bought this. This was my first purchase. It took no time at all for me to decide. Picked it up and was like, yep, love it. This one's going home with me. And it's that bronze ano, just a plain simple bronze dull kind of ano job on there. I think it looks super cool. I think it's super cool. Your collection is like mine. Have a little bit of everything. Right, Jeremy? I love to find, I mean, I had gas station finds, actual, because I buy these knives and I'm like, oh, I found another gas station knife. And then some people will say, oh, you bought it on Amazon. That's not a gas station knife. It's like, okay, yes, but you got to think about the world that we're in. The gas station knife, you can, if it's an assisted opening and it looks like this and it says somewhere like China and then says somewhere else, designed in the USA, you know, like it fits all the bill. That is a gas station knife. What's up, Joey? I saw this at the gas station. I already had the Valhalla, but this right here, another assisted opening, boom. This was at that same gas station. I was like, I knew I was in the right place. I turned the case around to the other side, and I found this. Boom. The Battle Buddy. It wants to look like a butterfly knife. You look at it like this, and you're like, oh, it's like a butterfly knife. And then you're like, wait, no, it isn't. It's a silly, crazy assisted opening wild thing. Not a Bally. Right? Good morning, everyone from the enchanted island of Puerto Rico. Good morning. Did you get Melissa to sign your yearbook while you were in Texas? She didn't sign anything, but we talked several different occasions, compared knives. She gave me some very encouraging words about the channel. I'm going to keep that right here. She's a really great person. Absolutely fantastic. So I found this at a gas station on the way home, and I couldn't have been more delighted. I did find this one at the gas station on the way there. Look at this Stiletto, fake stag, boom. We have a 440 stainless comb that actually is a functioning real. It's not like a plastic comb. That is a 440 stainless auto comb. Boom. You're the cure for her diabetes. Yeah. I sure did, bud. I sure did. Why am I shrinking? I was looking at Flytanium the other day. Stab the wall, please. We could get into that. That could be a new thing. Like, but how does it stab in the wall? And then you're like, Eesh. Noted. Do I have any auto stilettos? Technically, I do. Technically, I do. Stiletto. Italian made. See if I can keep my hand out of the way. I did catch it. Try the righty. There it is. Boom. Inox, Italy. Out the side, auto. Pick the lock to close it. Button push. Boom. Isn't that fun? That's the cutest little flosser I've ever seen, right? You can get these on Blade HQ. It was like $20, $25, something like that. I do have this auto stiletto. Boom. With the 440 stainless comb. This was definitely a find in a gas station on the way there, and I was like, well, how much? She's like $10, and I was just like, ha ha ha! Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Armpit. Oh, that's all right. Favorite knife, probably overall from the show. This one right here. Custom. One of a kind. Handmade Sea Fox. We've got Magna Cut with that beautiful satin blade. Hollow grind. Look at that edge. Look at that mirrory edge. Yes. We've got a hollow grind right there. This kind of sheep's foot warny kind of a blade. You got this spot right here that my hand fits directly into in the perfect way. Got this one right here. Index finger sits right. For me, this is just the ideal hand size. White paper micarta, and then the koa wood on the sides. Super clean, super classy. Sea Fox, one of a kind banger right here. Dude, that blade is sick. Sick. I love it. It's got a sheath that he made for it. Nice leather. Drops in there. Oh, battery on my light just popped. Stays in the sheath nice. Trying to figure out if I did get an Ulticlip. I do have the regular Ulticlip like this. It's a little bit wider in the way the screws fit. It's a little bit thicker. I did find this Ulticlip that is kind of the wire clip, but it's a single point. So I thought it could potentially work on here because I could put it like that right there. I don't know how well that shows up because of the color. It's like dark. But what you would do is end up putting it lower. You'd have to put the spring. Sorry, that's so dark. Hold on a sec here. Where are you? Got it. That might or might not help. Here we are. So you see that? I could do a single point because it's thin. There's not a whole lot of space right there. But I could put this right here, and you actually would want where the belt or the pot where the clip sits lower than that. So that, because if I had it like up here, then that'd be the only thing sticking out and the whole thing would be disappeared into the pocket. So it's like I would think you would want it down like there. So that this little nub section is actually, so the pocket, it would sit like that. And then when you take it out of the pocket, drop it back in, that much kind of sits out. And then you could put that right about there. So that is something I am considering doing. If anyone has any thoughts, recommendations, ideas, do I need to just make a new sheath? But I would love to be able to have this and have it like right in this pocket here, like that, and be able to do this. That's why I was thinking this clip right there might be a way to try it, but I'm going to have to cut a hole. Why do Ulticlips rust so easily? Someone else said something about that. I haven't used mine too terribly much, so I haven't really rusted it, but I've carried this several times. I guess I don't splash around in the water or anything. But I really like this solid, and you put that in there. Boom. Slam it in. Ah, that is great. Hold on a sec. It's like flat and smooth. I love it. That works great. I've carried this quite a bit. But I did hear someone else once said something about theirs rusting. But the thing is, I mean, what were you exposing it to? I'm not trying to downplay the rust quality or factor because I haven't really messed around with it too terribly much. But, you know, did you get it wet or expose it to the elements on a long trip or something? Or I'm just curious. And the reality is if they're like 15, 16 bucks, buy another one. You like the click on that Militao? Boom, it just clicks in there. It's not going anywhere. It is solid. I got the S35 VN version with the camo carbon. It's got the extra jimps inside there, jimps on the back, double set of jimps up the blade, the standard ones and the ones out halfway out, right where your index finger goes. Oh yeah, dude. Pretty humid in Puerto Rico, so maybe that plays a role. Keep oil on it and it still rusts. I don't know. I wish when I was there, I should have asked them about that. Auto sliders? What do you mean auto slider? Like this? T-Cal Benji? T-Cal. Tack knives, sorry. Not T-Cal. Tack knives. Wicked Wax. Can get them for $10 on sale regularly. Easy to paint the parts if you don't want to rust. I'll paint them or like coat them. Interesting. And then how long is it? You know, it's kind of like I get shoes for like disc golfing and sometimes they last a couple seasons, but you just kind of understand that they're going to slowly kind of wear out. I mean, sure, it'd be nice if they made it out of something that lasted a little bit longer potentially, but then how much would the price go up? Then maybe they'd be 30, 40 bucks instead of 15. Something to consider. Okay, so this is the tack knives. Benji, picked this up at the show. Really fun one. I'm not really into autos. OTF autos. I have one other one. I have this Boker. It's called the Boker USB. It's supposed to look like a little USB stick. Boom. Kind of a fun one. Budget price. Want to go live later today? Potentially, yeah. What time? Or yeah. Coda, Minnesota? Did you spell that wrong? Clear coat? Yeah, maybe, or like a fingernail polish type of a clear coat, or a spray clear coat or something, or like a matte clear. Just happen to have this lying around, you know. You never know. Your accent came out. Oh, it's there. Mr. Eddie was giving me hell down in Texas. Someone else at one of the booths, I said something, and they were like, "Oh, geez, making a casserole. Tell me about it on the phone." Planning to doing a live around 6-7, says Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout, did those did all those new subs stick? Smallest knife. Here we go. Let's play this. I was getting into the smallest knife gig for a while. I really liked having like the Concept Rio. That's a tiny little piece of M390, right? You're talking a 1-inch knife, but we got smaller than that. This was my smallest for a while, the little Stiletto, right? The Italian Stiletto. Then I found this bad boy right here. Boom. Past the hot dish. Look at how small and intricate that little abalone chunk. The scrolling kind of work on there. The jumps across the back. That's fun. The cinder. We're cinder buddies. The cinder is no longer, though, it's just not small enough. The cinder is actually, oh my God, it's too small to hold. Justin and I are cinder buds. I do have the shipwreck cinder. Boom. Another 1-inch blade. Look at how cool that shipwreck turned out, though. Right? But smallest knife goes to this one right here. I have a brass one as well. I'm going to do a laser mark on this one and a shipwreck on the brass one. But look at that. We'll back that up. Drop bear. That is the smallest knife in the collection. What laser mark should we put on there? I can shrink down the laser mark to proportions so it looks like it's a bigger knife. I also have this one. Look at that. That's thing of beauty. That thing cut boxes really well. I was surprised at how sharp that hook gets in there, and you can but it's a tiny one. We like them small, we like them large. Boom. Boom. Ha! How many of these blades could I lay in that blade right there? Probably about 300. 350? 350. The cinder is downright enormous. Boom. There's the cinder. Look at my fingernail. Like, it gives you that little proportion. You're like, it doesn't look that small. That the blade is like an inch at most. At most, I would say. Oh, wow, the blade's over an inch. An inch and an eighth on the blade. My favorite Bowie knives. You mean Bowie? Or blue? Or bluey? I only have 2 Bowie knives. This one is the Crown Stag, which I thought was absolutely huge. What color am I going to do the damned? I was asking about that before. I don't know. What color should I do? Don't ever disrespect that 1/8 of an inch. I know. 1 1/8 inch from now on. It's not an inch or less. My bad. So this is the Rough Rider Crown Stag Bowie. Thought this thing was huge until I got this. I mean, look at the... Yeah. That blade is just, look at it. Like, look at it. It's out of control. So out of control. I laughed. I stared at it. I said, yeah, there's no way I can't buy this. Someone was like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Why would you buy that? And I said, oh my God, that's ridiculous. I have to buy that. Right? Most expensive knife. I kind of have myself in a budget range that I've not really gone over. So currently, of knives that I own that I have purchased, would be this one right here that I got at Blade Show. This was $250 at the show. It should have been like $300, like it would be like the normal price. So we'll call it a $300 knife. It was $250 at the show, but he gave me a deal, so I got it for $220, which still happens to be the most expensive. I have many knives that are around $200, but yeah. This is the custom Sea Fox, one of a kind, handmade. What's up, Nathan? Nathan's Knives. Go check out Nathan's Knives with a K. Nathan was at the concept booth. Great guy. Does some really cool custom stuff. But yeah, so this is the Sea Fox custom. It's a magnet cut. I love that satiny finish. The shape of that almost sheep's foot kind of worn clip. My finger fits out there perfect. And then when I grab this, you bought one of his production models? Awesome. Dude, they just felt so good in the hand. Just the craftsmanship, the handle size and thickness. White paper micarta and koa wood that has this marbly texture, or not texture, but like it kind of shifts in color when you look at it. And for me, that magnet cut blade, just it fits in the hand so well. I fell in love with it. I got the sheath for it right here. Really nice wood sheath. Was just talking about looking at, where's that clip now? I got this Ulti wire clip that I'm considering testing. I could put that right there and get it low enough so that it could sit out of the pocket. But then I only have to punch one small hole right here. But if anyone has any thoughts or ideas on clips for this, or if it would be better for me to get a different sheath, or even maybe attaching another piece of leather, like wrapping another piece around this to make it thicker and a little wider. I don't really know for sure. I haven't gotten really into making sheaths, but I would love to have something that I can have on my pocket, kind of like I've got the Militar right now. Because I got a nice big Militar. You go like this, and it sits in there, and it's like comfy. And so I would love to find a way to be able to carry this knife in the same way. Gotta run, everyone, says Rick. Have a great day. New video dropping at 10. Go check out Rick's video at 10. You're a Momo. I talked to Grizzlebear or Lancelot Leather to make one for me. And then I basically would probably have to send them the knife. Then they kind of form it around the knife itself. Attach a leather rope and make it an under the shirt carry. I really like this style of carry. Someone else is like, oh, maybe like a scout carry or something like that. I'm not really big on putting them on my belt. Because it's like, okay, when I go camping or we're doing some outdoor hiking type stuff, that would be something where I could like strap it on my belt or scout carry it or something like that. But I feel like, you know, I'm slowly getting into the fixed blade kind of game where like, thank you for subscribing, Jonathan. If I am kind of doing like a daily carry of a fixed blade, which isn't as common, but if I was, I like this. It's smooth, it's flat. You guys want to see this again? I can drop us back down to the floor. But see how that fits on there? It's flush. It takes up no space. I have the secondary pocket on my TD McQuaid jeans. So now I have this pocket here. So it's not even in the main pocket. It's in this one there. Pops out super easy. I've gone disc golfing with this thing in like this, and this is kind of how, if I were kind of not camping and just out on the day and wanted to carry that knife, I'd want to carry it like this. This is my style. This is nice. You know, and this clip, the Ulticlip, works really, really well. I like this one. These are like 15, 16 bucks. Some people have said they had rust issues with it, but almost, you know, if it lasts a year and it rusts out, then you just take it off, throw it away, put another one on there for 15 bucks. You know, is that ideal? No. But, you know, that price, it's not really something, you know, I go buy lunch and it costs 15 bucks, you know what I mean? So this, if I could get this sheath to sit in there right about like that. Right, and then have it stay right about there, because I don't know if you want it deeper in there. I could set the clip so that it sits however I want. If you want it just flush. What's up, Aries? Aries, you might be a good person to talk about this. So I got this fixed blade in Texas, gorgeous looking magnet cut. paper micarta and then the koa wood, and it came with this nice sheath, but there is no way, it's just this. It does stay in there really, really nice. It is tight, it's got a little snap and clicks in there good. I don't know if I want to replace the sheath or if I want to attach something to it. I did find and bought the single point attached Ulticlip. I could potentially use, you know, like the regular Ulticlip, but it's a little bit wider, and so I didn't know if there might not be enough space there. You know, you don't want to get it too close to the blade. So then I was like, oh, I'll test out this one here. And something like this, I could mount that with one screw hole down about there. You know, so then it makes it so the pocket rides right at that loop. And I could get this kind of sitting right in here. But as soon as I drill the first hole, I've drilled a hole. What size Ulticlip do I have on the Kaiser? That is their standard, I don't remember what it's called right off of hand, 3.1 or... It's their standard size one. I apologize. They have a smaller one, a normal size one. I feel like it's called like the 3.2 or the, I don't know. This one is the AP clip. So it does come with a couple different attachment pieces, but it's mostly that wire clip. But the standard one, I love the standard one quite a bit. 2 screws, boom. It works really good. And it's very secure. If anything, it's just stiff opening and closing. Which can be difficult, but once you get kind of used to that, or you open it and close it a few times, it kind of loosens it up and makes it a little bit easier. I'm open to suggestions. I'm opening to having somebody make an entire new sheath for it, if that was the case. Put a hole and fix the clip that you want. It's weird. They did not offer any means to do that. Well, yeah. I think he's more about the knives. I don't know. I'm not a maker. The knives, he only had like a dozen knives that he brought on the table, and they all looked like this. Gorgeous. You know? And they did come with the sheath. But that's basically it. Give you the option to customize it yourself, or I don't know. I don't know. I just would like to find a way to carry it. So, what's everybody got going on? Okay, sorry, I gotta run. Yeah, Aries, I'm gonna be on for a little bit more and get going on some stuff. I have tons of things to film, tons of stuff to work on. Should I do a fun little beater test with this bad boy? Just swing it out. That's so dumb. So dumb. There's so much weight on it. Oosh. What is this called again? Called again? Boker Magnum Kukri. Caleb says, hit that thumbs up, everyone. If you're having a good time, having a great Sunday, enjoying the content, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to film a couple things. I've got myself mostly organized. I made some notes on things that I need to get going on, things I need to finish, projects that I'm working on, things that are coming up. Quite a few little loose ends I need to button up here. Try to chop down a tree with it. It's something like that. The only issue is having a tree. I know I have some stuff in the backyard at the back of the property between my yard and the next yard where it's like buckthorn and a couple like, I don't know, shrub bush type crap that can definitely go. Or I've got some stuff that maybe like this big around or whatever where it's not a friendly, or you know what I mean? I can hack it apart and not really be too worried about killing it because it's just crap stuff that grows back there. I use the Ulticlip 3.3 on the Kaiser Mini Harpoon and the Kaiser Muskrat, says Russell. I think that's what mine is called, the Ulticlip 3.3. I wanted to say it was like 3 or 3.5 or whatever, but it said like standard size one. It works great, 15 bucks. What do you think of Tenable? I have a few from Tenable. I picked one up at the show. This is the Tenable Nest Street. So their budget version of the Nest Street button lock, 14C and micarta. That button, you just touch it and it drops. You don't have to really hold it even. Once you hit that button, that blade will just drop shut. Flicks out easy. You can use the button. Nice look. So that is the Tenable Nest Street. The one I just picked up. I have the, oh, I borrowed that. Alan has that right now. I have the Tenable Anomaly, which is like a little Tonto blade. Really, really nice knife. But I loaned it out to a friend to see if he was interested. He's trying to find a cool knife for him. And it was kind of one that fit the bill of what he was interested in. I was like, here, hold on, check out this one for the weekend and tell me what you think. But their budget prices, they got the new Fenrir. So I have the concept version. This is actually a premium Lefty version of the Fenrir. Shredded carbon fiber and titanium Lefty lock. I know the picture's backwards, but this is a Lefty. But they have a button lock version that's from Tenable that is a budget, 40, 60 bucks, something like that. Check it out. The Fenrir is an awesome design, great shape. It isn't a liner lock from the Tenable version, and it does not have the front flipper. This has a front flipper on it right there. That works really nice, but other than that, it looks basically the same. Yeah, this is one of the Lefties. That's what's really cool about Concept. Is Concept takes, they've got about a dozen or so of their knives that they make full Lefty versions. So us lefties can appreciate. I also have a full Lefty Concept Warrior. We've got the orange peel titanium and micarta with CPM 20 CV and that bolster lock Lefty version. Flicks out great. That's my Lefty Warrior. I also have a righty Warrior, which is more of the budget-friendly liner lock version. Warrior's a cool knife. I did the die on the red one. But yeah, Lefty knives, come on. How cool is that? Concept for the win. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, Dan. Thanks for hanging out, Nathan. Go check out Nathan's knives. Always doing some really cool custom stuff. He's been inspiring, just seeing some of the stuff he does with scales. I would like to get into that more. Man, time flies by. Also a Lefty. Lefties. That is definitely a thing. There were knives I picked up at the show where if they have like a full frame lock, like this one, this is the Concept tipper. This one's actually Fred the Lugs. He let me loan this one to me to do a little review on. I'm going to ship this out pretty soon. But so it has a full frame lock. I'm a lefty. I want to do a reverse flick. I can't move my thumb off of the lock bar, and you can do the reverse flick. But where that bar is, you put any pressure on that, and I can't. So I got to move my thumb to the clip. I can't flick this out. If I hold down here tight and move out of the way, I can flick it out. So that means if I get on my right hand, I can flick it out easy with the righty, but that frame lock kind of makes it less exciting to open with the left hand. So in that case, if I were to have been interested in this knife, I wouldn't have purchased it because I love doing the flick action. And the reality is you can get, actually you can't flick this knife, it doesn't have a hole. So something like this here, this one's got a big frame lock on it. I can put my thumb directly on it and still flick it out. So that is something I definitely look for when I'm checking out a knife. Have to go get going. Have a great day. Right on, Kathleen. Have a good one. I am on the pass around for Rosecraft and just got a new one that I'm going to be shipping out for the next person, but I've got it for a couple of days. This is the Mosquito Lake Moose. Rosecraft is making some cool stuff. I love this green bone on here. The Mosquito Lake Moose. It has 2 blades on it. Really good half stop. Boom. There's your clip. Got a forward kind of a cant to it. So you, I don't know, hold it at the right angle here. You can see like the handle goes straight up and down, and then the blade kind of has a forward to it. So when you're getting in there to cut, it's got that extra lean in. Oh, feels really good, nice and solid. You can push on that with your thumb and not really get it to break very much, even though it's a slip joint. Great half stop. And then the other blade, boom. Same thing, it's got that forward kind of cant to it. A little bit beefier right up here, like the thickest point is like up at that front of that blade. Getting in there for doing some work. Same strength. I can kind of push it with my thumb a little bit, but it's solid enough that you feel like comfortable getting in there even though it's not a locking knife. We'll open up both of them quick here. Right? It's a big boy as well. It's got that kind of hump in the center where my thumb is to make the handle a little bit thicker. Excellent half stop. Great feel. I have a large hand. Look at how much is sticking out. This is a full size handle. Great action on it. Really cool stuff. Rosecraft is killing it right now. If you're looking for that old school kind of slip joint action, something just different, enjoyable. I have several Rosecrafts. They are cool. The polish on that is sweet, dude. And that green, that bone. Bone is unique. Each piece is a little different, you know, so the little chunks or the little... this has like this translucence that might not show up on camera, that it like almost, you can see the depth. Those little black, hazy, smoky sections are kind of inside the layers. So it almost has this like translucence. You can kind of see into it. You can't see through it, but you can kind of see into it a little bit. Oof. Very, very nice. Mosquito Lake Moose from Rosecraft. I picked up a couple Rosecrafts from the show. This one's one of my personal new favorites. This is the Obed Creek Bow Trapper. Andy's signature skull shield inlay on there. Green micarta D2. The other one was D2 as well. Boom. Just love it. I was looking for case knives. Couldn't find a case knife that fit the bill. I was looking for a bigger. I wanted a full purchase handle I could grab on. Still have some meat hanging out the back. I can pull on this and it doesn't want to come out because of that bow on there. It just sits in my hand really, really nice. Solid kind of blade. Excellent half stop. Really, really, really digging the Rosecraft stuff right now. I'm quite happy with their stuff. Got the Chef Master from QSP. What's my favorite steel, says Travis? You know, I'm kind of a middle of the road kind of guy. Not super budget, not super high end. I think 154 CM is probably all around my favorite. It's kind of that solid quality steel. It's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive, but what you're getting is you're getting this middle of the road. It's not too difficult to sharpen. It holds an edge fairly well. The resistance to corrosion is pretty good. Again, there can be things that are better on all of those, but you know, sometimes when you get something that's really anti-corrosive, it doesn't hold an edge as well. And so you're kind of balancing all these different factors. And I think 154 is probably just one of those ones. I should probably be holding one that has 154 on it. Tempest Microjet, 154 CM. It's just a great all-around blade steel. One of my absolute favorite knives. 154, the Kaiser Mini Towser K. Frag Titanium. I love Frag. It's awesome. Winston, what's up? Winston made a video. Check out Blade HQ's MKM magnetic pocket sheath. What? Screenshot. How's it going, Winston? Thank you for participating, doing a pocket check. It's a good time talking to you. He is in the live, or not the live, the Blade Show Day 2 coverage if you want to go check out what Winston usually has in his pocket. Neil, what's up, Neil? Won a case from Titanium Justin's giveaway on Friday. Sweet. What case is it? N690, says Erdo. Is that your favorite? First MagnaCut in the collection. I've held MagnaCut before, but I've never actually owned it and used it, so I've got this here. I plan to test it. That's your favorite, N690. Joey the Roach. I'll be the minority and say your favorite is 420 high carbon. Whew. I've got, here we go, the Ruko. That's 420 right there. I've got a little bit from everything. For 10 bucks, this was something I got when I was with Justin. The action on the Ruko is actually, it's funny. This is, it's silly. CPM 154 all day, says North Valley. Sod Buster? I do have a Sod Buster. I have no idea where that is. I love it. I got knives. They are scattered about. They are askew. Where is the Sod Buster? Sweet, sassy, molassy. I don't know. Huh. How about that? Yeah, I've okay, it's not on that table. What's up, DJ? Living in your car, looking at knives that are foldable, slice your onions and tomatoes with potatoes just for doing a little hand chopping? Huh. Fookdoozle, almost a year. Three green daily knife you made from 52 ball bearing steel, black walnut and brass. Sounds fun. Thank you. I appreciate your 11 months of service, Mr. Fook. Hello from the Scottish Highlands, says Garden. So DJ Lovehouse wants something for chopping and doing stuff in your car. I mean, if you want something that you might need to be big enough for slicing onions and stuff, maybe the Kaiser Momo. This is a slightly larger knife, but it kind of has some kitchen tendencies. So I love the Momo. It's something that I carry and enjoy as just a user knife. It's got a nice 154 cm blade on here, an aluminum handle, but easy open, boom, front flip. It's a large knife, and so you're saying, like, you know, cutting onions, tomatoes, and things. Now you're cutting like baseball size objects where you kind of almost want the blade, you know, if you're using a shorter blade, you're not going to be able to push all the way through it as well. So I would almost say something like a Momo. It's got just a great feel and action to it, and it's just large enough that I got a whole purchase on the handle, and I can grab that apple or whatever and cut all the way through it in one push. That'd be my first suggestion. And I happen to have 3 Momos. I love the Momo. If it's a little big, you could get the smaller Momo. Although it's the same style, same great feel. Actually more manageable for a daily kind of a user, but it might not be quite big enough for getting through those fruits and veggies that you're cutting. But the Momo is sick. This one's S35 VN Christmas edition with the titanium on the gold. Yeah, the just in case, you know, if you have a knife, if you really need to do some work, you've got some intricate work, you can get up on that finger choil right there and get in tight. Right? I mean, why, if you're holding it here, I mean, you just think about how much more intricate I can get now. I can really get up, do some work. Please. Yeah, DJ Lovehouse, I changed my answer. Get yourself the Rough Rider Bowie. This one right here, this will do your work. This will cut everything. The Buck 119. Joey the Roach. Absolutely one of my favorite fixed blades ever. I'm a Jason guy. I'm a horror movie guy. This makes appearance in many different horror movies. What could be more practical? I'm just cutting my veggies in here, dude. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, Buck 119, 6-inch blade, super thick handle. They've been making this model just like this for over 40 plus, I don't even know, 50 years more. Awesome knife. Love it. Love it. I'm considering there is a premium version, because this is just, well, not just, but this is the, what is this, like 440 or whatever, with that black, I don't even know what that material actually is called. What's up, Blind Blue? But they have a premium version that's like S35 VN blade, and then a micarta, like a dark green, smooth micarta handle, but other than that, it looks the same as this. It was like, wow. I want the premium Buck 119, but I love the look. Yeah, the classic one. This is your Friday the 13th, your Scream. This is that classic look. This is the win. But it's a great knife, so that premium version, 180 bucks. It's that's not a Bowie, that's a bird and trout knife. This, I never said that was a Bowie. I said that was the Buck 119. I said this is a Bowie. That's a knife. That is most definitely, I mean, I thought this was a knife. This is an 11-inch knife. This is a huge crown stag knife. But it's not, they're not the same. This is out of control. It's out of control, and I am here for it. I'm here for it. Rough Rider Reserve. Screen used a Buck 120, inch longer. Again, I'm not here for the Scream, bro. Do you see a Scream mask up here? Or do you see a Friday the 13th? So you check out Friday the 13th Part 4. And the cover of the DVD or the video got one of these things going on. Yep. Scream is fine. I can tell you that I haven't even seen every one of the Scream movies. I know I've seen the first 3 or 4 or 5 of them or whatever. I don't even know, is there like 7 right now? But let's fucking go! What's up, Nick Martino? Garden. Prisoners are in. They do. But yeah, there's definitely holds up the Yojumbo. Dude, the Yojumbo is a win. I've got this one. This isn't a Yojumbo. This is Lanyard Man's. We're going to do something to this pretty soon. It's got a couple in front of it, but it's going to be getting done up pretty soon. Kenman Part 8. Kenman takes Minneapolis. Dude, Mech, when, dude, it was so fun. When Mr. Eddie's kid put the mask on, it was like, so good. Is that a left-handed Yojumbo? Jimbo. No, he put the clip on the left side. But see that I do that all the time. I hate it. The compression lock is still the righty compression lock. So it's not a full lefty. Even the full lefty though, it's I saw Friday the 13th 3D when it was released in theaters. How cool is that, Neil? First one I saw was part 2, but it was on TV. It was on like TBS or something like that, and I was 8. And my sister was 5, and we were watching it in the basement with some friends, and we shouldn't have been watching it, and it was a little scary, but I've been in love with it ever since. What scales are on there? On here, they're just titanium. I don't know. It's Lanyard Man's. Titanium scales. They're just smooth titanium scales. Not sure. Those are Flytanium. I'm going to blast them up, make them real clean, and then put a cool ano laser or something on there. Monster Squad over everything. Compression lock changes the game for us wrong-handers. Dude, VHS. Yep. Monster Squad is good, but I mean, come on, Friday the 13th. How am I doing today, Nick? I'm doing well. I have 20 plus things that I can film for videos. I have videos filmed for the next 2 days, so I'm good for a couple of days. But I have like 20 more things that I get to film in the next few weeks without ordering anything, without anything coming in the mail. Plus I have 4 more Rosecraft pass around boxes coming, probably 1 per week approximately. So I got a lot of stuff going on. Texas was great. The videos from Texas have been doing pretty well. A lot of good things coming up in the future. Super happy. Freddy's Dead was a good one. Saturday the 14th was, I remember watching it a lot as a kid. I remember I went to Hellraiser 2 in the theater. That was some scary stuff. Any upcoming content at the brewery? That season is over. So not for a little while. My league starts up in April, and then spring and summer leagues will start up shortly thereafter. I also help my buddy run a league on Mondays. So I have Monday night league, Wednesday night league that I can probably film here and there, but both of those will actually be at disc golf courses outside. But on is it Tuesdays? My brain's not working right now. No, there isn't putting league in the summer. When is that? There is another putting league. I think it's more in the fall. Dream Warriors. Docking. Within Dream Warriors. Alexander is ambidextrous. No such thing as wrong hand. I use both as well. We were trying to look at this, or I was trying to show this off. I was 16 when it was in theaters. Part 3. Part 3 was one of the ones I have a lot of fond memories of, too. I just seem to watch that one a lot. Alexander, you like the cabinet? I'm actually in the process of designing to build a new cabinet, everyone. So if you're interested, have any thoughts, ideas, send me ideas, send me some inspiration. Right now, I'm looking at I kind of want to keep it like rustic. I want to use real wood because I'm using inspiration by stuff that's out there. This is like a particle board, whatever. This is fine. It works fine, but it's full. I don't have any more room. I need to change this, make it better. And then I was like, well, why don't I just start fresh? I could buy wood. Wood is not that cheap, but I looked into like, oh, well, a really big cabinet like this that's like a double wide could be $300, $400, $500, $600. I could buy all the wood for that. I have some friends that have some good machines like planers, router edgers, things like that. We can make it cool. I would like it to be Yeah, Nick, like kind of almost distressed, maybe kind of burnt like this, where it's kind of aged and weathered looking, yet classy at the same time. And then I want to make some steps kind of like this, you know, so they can be displayed. Be careful holding this. I don't want to make it like this, but I want to actually build some stepped type of display like this across some sections. So, but I want to make it out of the wood, make them all like actual built-in shelf angles, and then maybe layer that with like leather. So it'd be like wood, leather, and then the knives are sitting on the leather, leaning against the wood, or something like that. Maybe get some old rustic, like big pin screws, like to put them in spots and kind of give it that old shipwrecky kind of look. And then it also would be, it's like a background for my lives. It'd be a background for like doing videos. If I want to take pictures, I can kind of set it up in a corner or whatever, and it kind of is a cool little look. That's in the works. That's the plan. I'm maybe actually going to move all my stuff into my other, I have a second room that I have a bed that I was talking to my friend, and was like, they're like, well, why don't you move this into there? You can set the whole studio kind of a situation up over there. And I was like, well, I have the bed in there if someone wants to come over and crash or whatever. And I was like, well, how often in 1 year does someone come over and crash? Last year it was maybe once. Year before, maybe once or twice. So why have a bed in a room that never I don't, you know. And then I do have a really nice big couch that's comfy that if someone did come over and needed to crash, I would sleep on that couch. I have slept on that couch. So I might turn that room more into my studio. Either way, I'm going to build a shelf. It's going to be twice as wide as this probably. I'm thinking like this compartment here, with this is like 13 by 26 or something like that. I'm thinking about these compartments being like 1 by 2 or 1 by 3, 3 to 4 of them high, at least 2 of them wide. Maybe make the top one a little bit taller, so that then I can take knives like this and, you know, put them up on that back wall, like right there. And then I also want to build rims so they're not super thin. I want thicker shelves. So basically I'll make it look thicker with a fake piece or a piece right there that makes it wider. And then I can hide lights behind it. I want to fully deck it out with the lights. Happy on the floor. Made it to look 200 years old, maybe. Something like that. I'm not a fan of like the glass. You do the clear with the lights. But I kind of like the dark, dull vibe of like a lounge / study, man cave kind of a feel. Maybe have the back have magnets so you can just, ooh. Because then you could just go bing, and it's just hanging there. Except for you'd have to have some good magnets for this bad boy. Tell you what. Oh, look at that thing. Look at that thing. Ha! Absolutely ridiculous. Holy crap, it's 10 o'clock? Good Lord. I gotta get doing some stuff. How did we get an hour and a half already? Unbelievable. You can counterbore the back to accept magnets. Yeah, okay. That's a great, okay. I'm gonna screenshot that too. I love the idea. I'm looking for more input on that. I really appreciate that. I have some stuff I do need to get going on today. Tri-State is live. He should be going live. If he's not live right now, go check him out. I'll probably pop him on while I'm doing some stuff. But thank you all for hanging out. Much more to come on the channel. Reach out anytime you want. Boom. Take care, y'all. Have a good Sunday. Stay sharp. We'll see y'all soon.